that this is a universe based on attraction. That's a universe based on assertion. So there's someone maybe good and maybe bad that's wanting to assert into your experience. But did you notice that we're putting all the emphasis on the receiving mode, you getting into the receiving mode, because you can receive from those who mean you harm, or you can receive from those who mean you good, but you are the receiver, so you hold the control. No matter how hard I try, I can't do it. We get why you would feel that way, and you're certainly not wrong to feel that way, but it is a softening of that which is necessary. It's sort of like the well-being is raining down around you, and you've got an umbrella up there shielding yourself from the well-being, and you say to us, but this umbrella is important because life was hard. And we say, we know, we get why it feels that way. We know that you understand this conceptually, and that what you're asking about is, how does someone not remember what they lived or not notice what's happening? How does someone not respond to life? How does someone not respond to hard life? How does someone not be hardened by life? How does someone not want to punch back when they're punched? We understand that, and we're not saying in any way that it's wrong to have that knee-jerk reaction. Everyone does, or nearly so. But once you have experienced a soft, gentle thought about something that you hold no resistance, and you're able to witness how cooperative the universe is in yielding to you this subject to which you have no resistance, then you can begin to believe that softening of resistance about things will open doors to you that have not been open.
So let's say as a child you were bit by a dog.
Yeah.
Now every time you see a dog,
you're going to have a different relationship with a dog, unless since your childhood you met some nice dogs. We would go along with you if every dog you ever saw bit you. We would go along with you if every dog bit every child. Of course, if you are afraid of a dog, you are afraid of a dog until you've had the opportunity to be around dogs that you don't need to be afraid of.
So the concept of you can't get rid of these darknesses or challenges, but you can raise above them is completely true.
Here's a way we would say it. Whenever you think about something that has caused you discomfort, that discomfort is going to return, but you can think about other things. A belief is only a thought you continue to think. If you will put law of attraction into the equation of beliefs and reality, and if you will just consider that you get what you think about. Now that doesn't feel accurate to you, because it didn't feel to you that you were thinking about revolution, and yet it came to you, and then you observed it, and then you responded to it. But you cannot take a train that's going 80 miles an hour that way and suddenly make it go 80 miles an hour that way. The speed of the train is all about momentum, and law of attraction is all about momentum. And so what you do is you just let that train keep going while you think other thoughts about other things, and eventually you'll find that the momentum of your thought has changed.
One last question. Abraham, what do you see?
We know you hear this conceptually, and we think you're very kind and considerate to pretend like you are getting it, even as we are speaking it here. No, because no one should be expected to have the bigness of life that you've lived be turned around with a few statements like this. These statements are not going to turn it around for you, even though this is wisdom of universal laws and forces. We can't just say it to you and you say, okay. It's more like, all right, I can see I'm not going to get anywhere with you, Abraham. So often as we are visiting with our friends, we've been doing this for quite a while, and we've written a lot of books and a lot of processes to help people softly think a little differently than they have, so that their thoughts are more productive and more satisfying to them. That's the whole point of our interacting. And most of those processes are not effective for most of the people because their vibration is so entrenched because of the life that they've lived. It's sort of like putting a happy face sticker on the empty gas gauge. As long as I don't know there's no fuel, I'll be all right. So what we're looking for these days is a way to really help you affect your vibration. And there are two things that we want you to know. One is, when you sleep, momentum subsides. So your best shot at getting momentum going in a different direction is first thing in the morning, before you've remembered all of these things that we've talked about just now. Because right now, as much as we know how it can be better, if you don't know it, it can't be better. So first thing in the morning is the easiest time of day to find a new thought. And the other thing is, if you can find 15 or 20 minutes every day to quiet your mind, which is what meditation is, then in that quieted mind, you'll stop all thought. And when you stop all thought, you've stopped resistant thought. And when the resistant thought that is natural and that nobody's arguing with you about why you've got it, when that has rested just a little bit, your vibrational frequency will rise, and you have an opportunity to then receive an impulse or an idea, a thought from your inner being. And we know you've done that. But what keeps you from realizing, from recognizing, for knowing personally that you just got a message from source, or that you just got a message from your inner being, is that you've got some big question and you want some big answer, but you're not vibrationally ready for the big answer. So you get the beginning of the big answer, and it doesn't feel big enough, so you don't believe that's where it's coming from. We want you to realize that you got to be ready 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 to be ready. Do you trust yourself to know what feels happy to you? Most people don't, because you've been listening to others who have said there's good and evil and there's right and wrong. Not there's good feelings and there's bad feelings. Most of you have been guided away from your own guidance system, so that then you must listen to what others say. And what do they know? They don't know. They haven't walked with you. They haven't lived all the lives that you've lived. They don't know what's in your vortex, and they don't know where you stand. No one else can be your guidance, and almost everybody else wants to be. Almost everybody wants to guide you. And if you're parents, you know it. You do that with your children. And if you're parents, you know it. Your children do it with you. Everybody's kind of bossing everybody around, because almost everybody is living a very conditional life. I would feel a lot better if you would smile more as you visit with us here. Almost everybody is living a conditional life experience.